these in the enzyme inhibitors are also specialized in the molecular and cellular reproductive biology and molecular cardiovascular biology and molecular gynecology and structural biology, published in several papers. Now you may ask why I have chosen these caspases. And in tune with the theme of the conference, as the organizer mentioned, the theme of the conference is to open the avenues and new drug targets. As many of the medical people and those who are involved in clinical practice, it is well aware that many of the drugs that are used in the treatment are giving side effects, so many people are not willing to continue the allopathic drugs. So, at this juncture, it is thought that to open a new drug targets. So, these caspases actually, as I mentioned, I opened this chapter in my book. These caspases are the cysteine proteases. And in bananas, I published a book on cysteine, published a paper on cysteine protease inhibitors some 2 decades back. So that's why I have chosen these caspases, and these caspases are also key players in the apoptosis. So that's why in my first slide, to in tune with the theme of this, the drug discovery and development. When the drug discovery and development comes into picture, and when one think about the drug discovery, usually it is to combat a new or existing disease. A drug discovery and development is essential. The identification of the potential drug target is an ever-ending task of the drug discovery and development. The pharmaceutical industry spends billions of dollars per year on screening of the several drug targets as a part of the drug discovery, and several new technologies are introduced to reduce the time expenditure involved in drug development and lead molecules among thousands of the molecules quickly. That is the main aim of any drug discovery. The time should be less, and the result must be more useful. So that is what the main aim of any drug discovery. So the caspases are a diverse group of enzymes involved in the apoptosis and inflammation. This is where the inflammatory disorders come into the picture. The activation of the caspases contributes to the several pathological conditions. The caspase activation in the apoptotic disorders like liver diseases, lung diseases, cardiac diseases, and neural diseases. The cardiac diseases is mostly the myocardial infarction, and neural diseases are neurodegenerative diseases. And usually it involves the apoptosome formation. So this apoptosome is where the caspases are part of it. Then the inflammatory disorders, most rheumatoid arthritis, the osteoarthritis, gout, and psoriasis, inflammasome mediates the caspase activation. So this usually the elucidation of the pathways of apoptosis, where the inflammasome involved and also the apoptosome involved is opened of this caspases inhibitors field. So hence inhibition of the caspase activity is therapeutically effective in these disorders. Identification of the caspase inhibitors is an active area of drug research and development. Of course, it is not in our country. because we are in the initial stages. As I mentioned, the apoptosis itself not recognized in several people. So that's why usually this caspase inhibitor drug research and development is taking place very actively for the last decade. And now it reached a peak, and only we expect the outcome shortly. There are several techniques, technologies, methods that are developed for identification of the caspase inhibitors. One, the active site structure-based approach, the structure-activity relationship approach, peptidomimetics, high-throughput screens, a fragment-based approach theory are currently used to discover the caspase inhibitors. Now, what are these caspases? What is their molecular structure and what they do? The active caspases are heterotetramers, and each heterodimer contains a large and small subunit and an active site. So these caspases are unique. They have two active sites. That is very common. Is not common in the most of the enzymes. This and where I worked earlier, the angiotensin converting enzyme also has two active centers. And the presence of the two active centers makes the enzyme more interesting toward the understanding of the mechanism, biological functions. The caspases, as I mentioned, they are the cysteine proteases containing cysteine and active center. They recognize the aspartate residue. They cleave in the tetrapeptide motif starting from the amino terminus, the P4, P3, and P2 and P1. Irrespective of the function, each caspase has a requirement at P1 position. At P1 position, each caspase requires the aspartate residue. More detail about the caspases, their function, and substrate specificities. We have the diverse group of the caspases, and this is very unusual in any physiological or biochemical pathways that you may be aware in glycolysis and what the preliminary biochemical knowledge theory of the pathways involving 7 enzymes. But it is the only event where you have the family of the caspases identified. Only few that are relevant to the presentation I have mentioned. You have the caspase 1, and it is involved in the inflammation. And the substrate specificity is WEHC, and you have the caspase 4, which is also involved in inflammation, and it has a less specific toward the P4 residue. And you have the caspase 5, inflammation, which has a less specific toward the P4 residue, and you have the caspase 2, apoptosis, and its residue is D. And you have the caspase 3, also apoptosis, and caspase 4, apoptosis, and again here the P4 residue is not same. And we have the enzyme system that is involved in the skin differentiation. And it is a rare enzymes involved in the skin differentiation identified. And this discovery of the caspase involved in the skin differentiation made the drug targets. So because of these specificities, they are used as a drug targets. Now, how these caspase work? Now, for the identification of the inhibitors, one should understand the mechanism, how this enzyme works. Then only we can identify the inhibitor. The active site cysteine and nearby histidine form the catalytic diol. The binding of negatively charged aspartate moiety of the substrate is favored by positively charged arginine and glutamine. The peptide bond cleavage by caspase involves the formation of the tetrahedral transition state thiol and the ketone. The ketosis is initiated by active site cysteine acting as a nucleophile. The release of the product after the peptide bond cleavage is facilitated by nearby histidine. The same thing is shown in a sketch. You have the active site cysteine and you have the active site histidine. As the nucleophile attack, you have the substrate, the acyl peptide bond, where the aspartate residue, the acidic group of the aspartate, is involved in the binding of the the enzyme molecule. The negatively charged aspartate residues bind the positively charged glutamine and histidine, glutamine and arginine. Now this nucleophilic attack makes the formation of the tetrahedral intermediate, tetrahedral thioheavy ketone intermediate. Now this, the nearby histidine favors the product release. You can see the histidine involving in the release of the peptide. So you have the hydrolysis of the substrate and the aspartate residue, you get the product. You have the two types of inhibitors that are very much known to the enzyme inhibitors. Two types of inhibitors can exist. So in this case also, two types of enzyme inhibitors are identified. Now how the mechanism of inhibition. Usually here also inhibition also the active site cysteine initiates the inhibition process. It makes a nucleophilic attack. The inhibition of the caspase by reversible inhibitors involves the formation of thioheavy ketone similar to tetrahedral transition state analog of the substrate. In contrast, the irreversible inhibitor forms thioether and that results in the inactivation of the enzyme. This is also shown in the. So you have the inhibitor molecule. So here also the inhibitor molecule also must contain the aspartate residue because the mechanism of involves the aspartate binding of the molecule to the enzyme. So you have the active site cysteine making nucleophilic attack, and this leads to the thioheavy ketone. So in the case of reversible inhibitors, this is a product and it is a reversible process, and from this the enzyme can dissociate. In the case of irreversible inhibitors, the thioheavy ketone undergoes further modification and leaves an adduct. And it is a covalent adduct, and so it is a this is a covalent adduct, so enzyme active site is lost, the enzyme is completely inactivated. So irreversible inhibition enzyme is lost, whereas in the case of reversible inhibitors, enzyme can be retained. The enzyme activity can be retained. Now the inhibitors that are discovered, we have the reversible caspase inhibitor, Pranacas or PROL VX740. It is discovered by the active site structure based approach. Among the active site structure based drug discovery, the angiotensin converting enzyme comes the captopril. The captopril used in the treatment of the hypertension is the first discovered based on the X-ray crystal structure of the enzyme active site. Now this pramacacin has undergone the animal studies and clinical trials, and it is effective in the controlling the inflammatory diseases. And you have the other drug that is also discovered, the VX765, is another reversible caspase inhibitor. Both pramacacin and VX765 have been evaluated in clinical studies for rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis. And the results. And the structure-based drug design, this is very the structure-based drug design is a very common procedure adopted since long time. The first one goes to the hypertension treatment of the captopril. And we have the another glaucoma, and next we have the ACE drugs also some are based on the active site structure. Then we have the leukemia, and we have the gene tech by lung cancer, and it's a pramacacin by Watkins Corporation 2006, and it is used to the rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, and psoriasis. This is about the studies, clinical studies. The effect of caspase inhibitors in animal models and clinical trials. We have the pramacacin and VX765 and what pharmaceuticals have produced. And this is the rheumatoid arthritis. In animal model, it was observed the reduction in the severity of the disease. In the clinical trials also, the disease, the severity of the disease is reduced. And another inflammatory disease, osteoarthritis. You have also reduced inflammation observed in the animal models. and clinical study trials are not yet completed. And psoriasis. In psoriasis, animal models are not known, and all clinical trials are conducted. It was found effective in controlling the disease. And another one, heritable syndrome, horse disease, which also controlled the disease effectively in animal models. And clinical trials are actively taken. Apart from the structure-based drug design, another way of the drug design is the peptidomimetic approach. An universal peptide caspase inhibitor is America's. It is designed from a dipeptide backbone. The alanine aspartate backbone is taken and it is extended to give the effective molecule America's. A peptide mimetic is defined as a molecule that mimics the peptide sequence while eliminating or reducing enzymatic releases of peptide bonds. The clinical trials have shown that allicin is effective in apoptic drug disorders like liver diseases. And the allicin reduces the serum AST and ALT levels in patients with the chronic liver diseases. And here are the molecular structures of the two entities drawn, a sketch drawn, pranacasin, and you have the agricasin. And you have another type of inhibitors that I will speak later. Apart from the approaches, peptidomimetic approach and structure-based approach, the latest one in the drug discovery, as many speakers have mentioned, is the high throughput screens. And these high throughput screens eliminate the time, and also they are very useful in identifying the active molecules quickly. That's why they become now very famous, high throughput screens. Using high throughput screens, isotypes are small molecule caspase inhibitors. I mentioned that a small molecules, I have shown the structure also. They are very small compared with the other two drugs. This isotypes contains a carbonyl group that is critical for the inhibitory activity. These isotypes or caspases are inactivated due to the interaction of the carbonyl group of the isotypes with the active site sulfidyl group. Apart from the high throughput scheme, we have the mass spectrometry based approach also being used, that is cheering, and nucleomagnetic resonance. Screening also under the investigation of the caspase inhibitors discovery. And these are the things that are going on, but unfortunately, since no caspase target drug has yet been marketed, these methods complement the existing one and lead to discovery of the many more compounds in this energetic area of the drug research.
Now this is the end of the session. I'm thankful to all the speakers for giving such a fruitful talks, and I'm also thankful to the organizing committee for organizing such a good conference. With this, what is it? Now I request Dr. Anshu Gautam to felicitate Dr. N.M.Rao.